Well, when I was a graduate student, I went to a meeting, an international meeting on parasitology. And there I heard Ken Stewart give a talk on RNA editing in trypanosomes. And my jaw just dropped. It was so fascinating, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So I contacted Ken Stewart about doing a postdoc in his lab, and he said yes, and the rest is history. So since that point, about 20 years, I've been working on molecular parasitology and gene regulation in trypanosomes. And to me, they're just as fascinating today as they were 20 years ago when I heard Ken Stewart give that talk.
So I was looking for more of a community feel, more of a collaborative environment, and the University of Buffalo provided that for me. And that was instrumental in my choosing the University of Buffalo for my graduate education.
Once a scientist, you're always a scientist. You really have to find, after 1 hour, you have to find a place to talk science. And Buffalo is a good place for that.
The quality of the graduate students that come into the program is very high. My students have gone on to very successful postdocs.
Interaction with your mentor is key to really developing as a junior scientist. I found that when I was a PhD student, my conversations both on a scientific as well as a conceptual and experimental design perspective with my mentor were really absolutely vital.
One of the best things that can happen between a mentor and a student is when they disagree on the evaluation of their data. So often a student will come to you and they'll say, here's my data, this is what I think is going on. And I'll look at them and I'll say, I don't think that's really what's going on. And you don't have enough data to say that, and you haven't really nailed it down. So why don't you go back and do the rest of the experiments that you need to do and come back and we'll talk about it, and you'll see that my model is correct. So the student will go off and do their experiments with all the controls and nail everything down and come back to me and show me, sure enough, they were right. And that is one of the most satisfying feelings you can have as a mentor.
What I like about the process and the PhD program in the biomedical sciences here at the University of Buffalo was the rotational experience that was provided to me throughout my first year at the graduate school. I got to dabble in different departments and really find my way and find the area in which I wanted to focus my PhD thesis work in.
Overall, the weather here is pretty mild. And yes, there's snow, not as much snow as people say, but the springs and falls here are beautiful. And there's actually a lot more to do here than I thought. We have a large lake, which allows, you can go boating or sailing, water skiing. There's plenty of snow here, so you can go skiing if you enjoy that.
We get that downtown feel, but not overwhelming, and it's not intimidating. There's a great little area in Elmwood that has tons of little bistros and boutiques that, as a young person, it really suits your lifestyle, and it's affordable, a really energetic city.
Just in terms of science, I enjoy coming into work each day and learning something that I didn't know the previous day and that no one else in the world knows.